Let's be honest. Most people think male attractiveness is about one thing: looks, jawline, height, muscles, money, social status, and yes, those things can matter on the surface. But according to psychology, what actually makes a man deeply attractive goes far beyond the physical. It's in how you carry yourself, how you handle pressure, how you respond to the world, and how the world feels when you enter a room. These traits can't be faked with filters, fast cars, or fake confidence. Because real attraction, the kind that makes people lean in, trust you, want to be around you, it's psychological, and the signs are subtle but powerful. Let's break down the 3 deep psychological signs you're far more attractive than you realize. 1. You radiate emotional control. Calm is magnetic. Here's the truth. In a world that's emotionally reactive, calmness is power. Most men are either suppressing their emotions completely, which leads to blow-ups later, or constantly reacting, getting angry, defensive, insecure, loud. But the attractive man, he's different. He doesn't repress emotions, but he doesn't let them dominate him either. He's learned how to observe, regulate, and respond with control. This is called emotional regulation in psychology, and studies consistently show that it's one of the most desirable male traits in both romantic and leadership contexts. Why? Because emotional stability signals maturity, safety, and self-awareness. Imagine you're in a tense situation. Someone insults you. Another guy might snap, escalate the conflict, or get defensive. But you hold steady. Maybe a smirk, maybe a witty comeback, maybe silence. Whatever you choose, it's measured. That's attractive. Not because you're better, but because you've mastered yourself. And here's what psychology tells us. People, especially women, subconsciously seek emotional anchors. People who don't crumble under pressure, who don't freak out, complain, or blame, who respond with composure even when the world shakes. Because if you can handle life, you can handle them. That calmness doesn't just make you more attractive, it makes people feel safer, more grounded, and more drawn to your energy. Practical sign you have this. People come to you in chaos. They trust you with their drama, their secrets, or just to be around when they're falling apart. Why? Because your presence calms them, even if you don't say much. And that's no accident. It's power, quiet, confident power. 2. You make people feel deeply seen without performing. In most social interactions, there's a secret competition happening. Who's more interesting? Who's more successful? Who's winning attention? But the attractive man doesn't compete for the spotlight. Instead, he does something radically different. He gives attention, not in a desperate way, not in a people-pleasing way, but in a grounded, fully present, I see you kind of way. Psychologists call this attuned presence, and it's one of the rarest social traits because most people aren't really listening. They're waiting to speak, scanning their phone, thinking about themselves. But when a man is fully present, he listens, not to respond, but to understand. He holds eye contact, but not to dominate, to connect. He lets silence breathe, without rushing to fill it. And when he speaks, it's with intention, not performance. This makes people feel something profound. I feel safe with him. I can be real around him. That kind of connection isn't just attractive, it's magnetic. Because in a world starving for attention, being fully present is rare currency. And people will remember you long after they forget your words because of how they felt in your presence. Practical sign. You have this. Strangers open up to you. People tell you things they've never told anyone. You leave conversations feeling like you didn't say much, but they called it deep. That's not luck. That's emotional intelligence in action. 3. You own your space with quiet confidence. Let's talk about confidence, but not the kind you've been sold online. Real confidence isn't loud, arrogant, flashy, dominating. Real confidence is quiet. It's in how you enter a room, how you shake someone's hand, how you speak without rushing or over-explaining, how you take up space, not aggressively, but naturally. It's called nonverbal dominance in psychology, and it's one of the first things people notice before you say a word. Here's what it looks like. You walk with intention, not slouched, not rushed. Your shoulders are back, but relaxed. You hold eye contact, not to intimidate, but because you're not hiding. You speak from your chest, not your throat. You're comfortable in silence. You don't fill it with nervous talk. And most importantly, you don't seek approval. You don't need to prove anything, because deep down, you already believe it. And here's the twist. When you stop needing people to like you, they start becoming more interested in you. Because approval-seeking energy is repelling, but self-assured energy is magnetic, not just romantically, but in business, friendships, and leadership. The world leans into people who don't chase it. Practical sign. You have this. You notice people mirroring you. They copy your posture, speech rhythm, or laugh. When you speak, others go quiet. When you move, they watch. It's subtle, but undeniable. You're leading the room, without even trying. Bonus sign. You're purpose-driven, not attention-seeking. Let's break the final piece of the puzzle. You can be emotionally grounded, socially magnetic, and confidently present. But without purpose, none of it sticks, because truly attractive men don't revolve around people. They revolve around their purpose. They don't live to impress. They live to build. And that gives them a directional energy that people instinctively respect. Psychologists say that men with a strong internal purpose report higher life satisfaction, have better boundaries, are more attractive to potential partners, handle rejection, stress, and pressure better. Why? Because when you have purpose, you stop playing games. You don't chase flaky people. You don't need to perform. You don't beg for love or attention. You're building something bigger than approval. And ironically, that makes people want to be near you even more. Because we're drawn to energy that's focused, steady, and going somewhere. Practical sign. You have this. You're not easily distracted by drama. You'd rather work on your craft than scroll Instagram. You're hard to seduce with shallow rewards because you're chasing something deeper. That's rare, and rare is attractive. Let's zoom out. What does this all mean? Being attractive is not about becoming someone else. It's about uncovering who you really are once you peel away insecurity, noise, and approval seeking. Because the most attractive version of you isn't louder. It's more still, more focused, more grounded. And these three signs, they don't come from a mirror, they come from inner work. Let's recap. Sign 1, emotional control. You don't get rattled easily. You respond, not react. You're a calm presence in a chaotic world. Sign 2, deep presence. You make people feel seen. You listen with intent. You speak less, but every word lands. Sign 3, quiet confidence. You own your space. You don't seek approval. Your energy leads without effort. Bonus, purpose over performance. You're building something. You're not here to impress. You're here to create. That makes your presence unforgettable. And here's the real truth. You may already have these signs, but you've ignored them because you thought you weren't tall enough, didn't have a six-pack, didn't have the flash. But real attractiveness isn't about what others see. It's about how you feel about yourself when no one's looking. And if any part of this resonated with you, if you saw yourself in these signs even a little, don't shrink, don't second guess. Own it, double down on it, become more of it. Because the world needs fewer loud boys chasing attention and more calm, grounded men leading from within. Be that man.